Another day, another story. From detecting lost cities of the Amazon to tracing our history with Neanderthals, these were among 2024's most fascinating discoveries. While most digs continue to make extraordinary finds using the time-tested techniques and tools of archaeology, it's clear that newer technologies are changing what we know about the past. Ancient DNA, ground sensing technology, and even artificial intelligence played a part in discoveries made in 2024. Here are some of the year's biggest archaeological stories. Welcome to Tabo Eminent Channel. 1. Lost cities of the Amazon. Ground sensing technology uncovered over 6,000 interconnected earthen platforms in Ecuador that date back 2,000 years. The Amazon rainforest may look like a place of plenty, but growing food in this part of the world is hard. So it made sense that no one had ever found traces of ancient cities in the forest. That is until people started to spot strange shapes from the sky. In 2024, archaeologists found the oldest urban settlements in the Amazon. LiDAR, a type of ground sensing technology that can see through trees, uncovered over 6,000 interconnected earthen platforms in Ecuador that date back 2,000 years. These systems are like those built by the Maya in Guatemala and Mexico. 2. Hundreds more Nazca lines. Aliens didn't make the Nazca lines. But artificial intelligence, or AI, sure makes them easier to find. The Nazca lines are a collection of hundreds of geometric earthworks in southern Peru. Some look like landing strips and run for kilometers. Others are shaped like animals or people. Pottery shards near these sites suggest they were made by pre-Columbian people between 100 BC and AC 1400. People have known about the existence of around 400 Nazca lines thanks to surveys that started in the 1940s. Archaeologists added hundreds more to the mix in 2024 thanks to the scanning power of AI, which identified 303 more shapes in the region over just 6 months. 3. Pompeian DNA analysis revealed these victims of the eruption of Vesuvius were not related. The eruption of Mount Vesuvius back in 79 buried Pompeii and its residents in a thick layer of ash. Archaeologists who rediscovered corpses lying side by side in the 1800s, or more accurately, the space left in the ash where their corpses decomposed, imagined who these people might have been to each other. Well, the first DNA sequenced at Pompeii can tell you what they're not. That mother with a child? That's a man and an unrelated infant. Those two sisters who died in each other's arms? Again, no relation. 4. Cave paintings keep getting older. The cave painting depicts 3 human-like figures interacting with a wild pig. The world's oldest cave art is in Indonesia. At least, it is for now. Continuing the trend of finding older and older cave art, scientists announced in 2024 that a painted scene of people hunting pig-like animals found in a cave on the island of Sulawesi is at least 51,200 years old. This beats out the last contender for oldest cave art, a drawing of pigs also found in a cave in Indonesia, by around 5,000 years. An even older date was proposed for a stencil drawing found in Spain in 2018, but its extreme age, over 60,000 years old, has since come into question. 5. World's oldest cheese. Mummies found within tombs in northwestern China were buried with 3,500-year-old cheese. Cheese is a way to make milk last longer. But it's unlikely that ancient people expected it to last this long. 2 decades ago, archaeologists uncovered mummies inside tombs in northwestern China. Around the mummies' necks was a strange substance, 3,500-year-old cheese. DNA analysis revealed that it was kefir, a type of soft cheese that these people made from goat milk. Kefir probably helped ancient people deal with the problem of lactose intolerance and make the best use of their goat herds. 6. Bronze Age mariners. Robots deployed by an oil and gas company earlier this year made a surprising discovery off the coast of Israel. Nearly 2 kilometers below the sea surface lies a nearly perfectly preserved Canaanite shipwreck that sunk 3,300 years ago. All Bronze Age boats so far were discovered near the coast, which led archaeologists to think that ancient Mediterranean seafarers stuck near land during their travels. This discovery suggests they may have been more adventurous, using the stars to navigate in deep water far from the coast. 7. Sunken remains of World War II radar identified the final resting place of the USS Harder, a submarine that sank in 1944 in the South China Sea with 79 sailors aboard. Finding shipwrecks isn't just for scientists. Ocean exploration companies helped rediscover several World War II-era ships. Off the coast of California, underwater drones photographed the remains of the Stuart. This destroyer was seized by the Japanese in Indonesia in 1942 and was later recovered at the end of the war. It was sunk by the US Navy off the coast of California in 1946. Meanwhile, the final resting place of the USS Harder, a submarine that sank in 1944 in the South China Sea with 79 sailors aboard. The discovery of sunken World War II remains in 2024 is a fascinating testament to how technology and dedicated exploration can bring history to the surface, even decades later. Here are the highlights of these underwater finds. Key discoveries. USS Harder details: this submarine was sunk in 1944 in the South China Sea, taking all 79 sailors aboard to their final resting place. Technology used: radar and advanced sonar were pivotal in pinpointing the wreck. Significance: the discovery was part of the Lost 52 project, an initiative to locate all 52 US submarines lost during World War II. USS Stuart details: initially captured by the Japanese in Indonesia in 1942, the Stuart was later recovered and sunk intentionally off California by the US Navy in 1946. Technology used: underwater drones provided high-resolution imagery of the destroyer. Significance: the discovery sheds light on the intricate wartime histories of vessels and their subsequent fates. 8. Oldest human genomes pinned down. When we met Neanderthals, almost everyone on Earth has a small amount of Neanderthal DNA. That's because early humans leaving Africa probably met our sister species in the Middle East and had children with them before spreading around the world. DNA sequenced from the remains of people who lived in Europe around 45,000 years ago reveals they had mixed with Neanderthals just a few thousand years ago, meaning our meeting happened sometime between 49,000 and 45,000 years ago. The discovery of the oldest human genomes has significantly refined our understanding of when humans and Neanderthals first interacted. Here's a breakdown of the key findings and their implications. Key discovery: DNA evidence. Genetic analysis of humans who lived in Europe approximately 45,000 years ago shows they had Neanderthal ancestors from just a few thousand years earlier. Timeline: the interaction between modern humans and Neanderthals is now estimated to have occurred between 49,000 and 45,000 years ago. Significance: human migration. This confirms that early humans leaving Africa encountered Neanderthals in the Middle East before dispersing across Europe and Asia. The interbreeding likely took place during this migration, leaving traces of Neanderthal DNA in most non-African populations today. Genetic legacy: nearly everyone of non-African descent carries a small percentage of Neanderthal DNA, about 1 to 2%. These genes may have contributed to immunity and adaptation to colder climates, though some are linked to modern diseases. Refining evolutionary timelines: the new genomic data helps pinpoint not only the time, but also the regions where humans and Neanderthals interacted. It clarifies the genetic mixing that shaped the evolutionary journey of modern humans. Thanks for watching. Request you to subscribe the channel.